Welcome to the Gentleman's Guide to Gaming and a slightly different view on this video. Now before I get started, if there's anyone watching this who worked with me at Paradox Interactive, yes, the chair I'm sitting in is the same as the chairs you have in your office. They were that comfortable that I decided to buy one. Even though we no longer work together, I'm still sitting with you in spirit. So, a few people have asked me for an overview, I guess, a tour of my book collection, and I don't really consider it a collection, not since I've sold so many, but you might disagree when you see how many are still here. So let's get started. Now, I won't read every single title on my shelves because I think that will be utterly dull, but I will allow you to, of course, have a good look at the books that I have. So starting here on the ground floor, we have everything from RuneQuest to Godlike to Wild Talents, the Malifaux RPG, we have Farscape in the corner and the Maid RPG there that I ran last year. We have Cult, we have Chin, and moving up we have lots of Requiem books, both the New World of Darkness and Chronicles of Darkness as it's now known. We have some Hunter books, we also have Mummy, Promethean, Changeling, and Mage the Awakening. Moving on up further still, we have a lot of Orpheus, Wraith, Werewolf the Apocalypse, some New World of Darkness, a pre-Chronicles of Darkness material. And going up further yet, this is where we get into the stuff that I guess all of you have seen for many, many years behind my head. We've got our Dark Ages Vampire and Vampire the Masquerade collections, going all the way through to Victorian Age. Here we have the 20th anniversaries, most of which were kickstarted, most of these books, such as Mage the Ascension 20, we have Vampire the Dark Ages 20, we've got Book of the Worm 20, Vampire the Masquerade 20th anniversary, which wasn't kickstarted, it was funded through the White Wolf website, it was pre-Kickstarter. And going up further from there, we have the various Chronicles of Darkness rulebooks that I own. And where Chronicles of Darkness versions haven't come out yet, I've still got the New World of Darkness versions, but they will inevitably be replaced at some point. I find having a physical book is handy, especially when writing. I like to reference flick-through books and the like. So here we have a lot of AD&D, we've got Dungeons & Dragons, we've got Pathfinder, we've got some old Dungeon and Dragon magazines. The ones I've kept, I used to have loads of Dungeon and Dragon magazines because I'd buy them every month. Are the ones with adventures and source material in that I find particularly fascinating or interesting, things like Planescape material and the like. Going down, we've got a range, a slew of Cthulhu. We have Call of Cthulhu, Cthulhu Britannia, we've got Cold War Cthulhu, World War Cthulhu, we have Achtung Cthulhu, we have some Planescape box sets over here, and some more AD&D. And a toothbrush, I believe, got caught in that. We have, over here, what do we have? We've got Numenera, we have The Strange, we also have Pugmire, and we have Curse the Darkness and its various counters and assorted bits. We've got some card games as well I won't get out or go through at this point. Further still, we have Slay Industries, we have Eclipse Phase, we have Night Witches, Savage Worlds, we have Agents of Swing, we have Terra Primate. Eclipse Phase must rank as my favourite RPG that I have no desire to ever work on, and that's because I enjoy Eclipse Phase so much, playing it, running it, reading it, that I don't want to kind of see how the sausage is made. We have down here Primeval Thule, we've got Legend of the Five Rings, Aces and Eights, Mutant Year Zero. We've got a whole range of indie games, such as some of my favourites like Grey Ranks, Monster Hearts, Worldwide Wrestling, Age of Arthur, that's a brilliant game. On this side now, we have the GURPS Dungeon Fantasy box set, which I must recommend to all of you. Some people don't like GURPS. This box set is wonderful, and I don't think it's going to be on sale for much longer. That's just something I've heard. I don't know the veracity of that statement, but please check out the Dungeon Fantasy box set because it is a beautiful product. Here we have the Watchmen miniatures and Watchmen supplements for DC Heroes role-playing game and some V-Test cards. We've got DC Adventures, the Discworld RPG for GURPS. This is basically the shelf where I keep my
one-off rule books where I don't buy any source books to go along with them, and except in a couple of cases, such as DC Heroes and Pendragon. In fact, you can see I've got some duplicates there for Pendragon. I've got 2 copies of the Book of the Warlord and 2 copies of the Book of Battle. If anyone wants a copy of the Book of Battle and the Book of the Warlord, get in touch with me and we'll arrange a price. What else? What else do we have? Well, we also have board games. So, swooping up now. Hello again. We have Colonial Diplomacy, we have Gloomhaven, we have Scythe, we have Talisman, Vampire, The Requiem, Star Wars Monopoly, that came out around the time the original movies were first remastered with CGI Jabber and all of that. We have Galactic Destiny, Legend of Zagor, whoa! We have Metal Gear Risk, we have the Arabian Nights board game, Lords of Waterdeep, lots of VTES stuff. We have Last Night on Earth, Brief History of the World, A Few Acres of Snow, Castles of Mad King Ludwig, and Codenames. I wrote one of the, what would it be, expansions to Codenames, in fact. Railroader, nice old simple game, used to be my dad's, I love it, still fantastic. We've got the Horror on the Orient Express deluxe trunk there, containing all the book and handouts. A Cthulhu plushie that was made for me by Tetsubo's wife. Tetsubo is a YouTuber. We have Metro 2033, the board game, which is brilliant. Fury of Dracula. I do actually have quite a lot, don't I? So, what else do we have? Well, let's see. We have some horses. We also have World of Ice and Fire, Attack on Titan board game. We have Time Stories and various expansions. If you can see various busts and things here, it's because they are part of the Cthulhu Wars board game, which is brilliant. We have some of my Cthulhu Wars expansions, including some of the Elder Gods here. As you can see, these are the glow-in-the-dark Elder Gods. And now I'm going to take you on a bit of a nostalgia trip and go all the way down to have a quick look. Let's see. Sorry if my hand got in the way. We have a Super Nintendo. We have my Super Nintendo game collection on top of it. And below that we have my NES game collection and my NES in a lovely styrofoam box. Metal Gear. And above that we have lots of Monsters in My Pocket box sets, and adjacent to them, next to my toothbrush, we have all my Monster Wrestlers in my pocket. So there we go. Hello. That is the game collection that I am going to show you today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that's been interesting. And if you see anything you want to buy off me, I'm always prepared to discuss a good deal. That's why I'm a member of the syndicate. Thank you very much for watching.